Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back. We did have a slight hiccup about 2 hours ago. We don't know how to read a TV guide. Please bear with us. That is, a little before our time on Earth. We grew up, actually being able to check that digitally, but we failed to do that just because, us humans are creatures of habit. We know the best team plays at 3:30 on Saturdays. We know the college football ranking drops 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. Not the case. Not the case. Completely forgot to take into account the beginning of college basketball season and ESPN's love for views. And I can't blame them. Got a primetime matchup going on right now between Michigan State and Duke. Duke is currently up 10. There's a minute 22 left in the game. But as many of y'all very well know, that could take 20 minutes if it really needed to.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brandon and I are back. We are here, still trying to deliver a semi-quality product. Brandon, how are you?
Got a primetime matchup going on
Jesus, that's my voice. That's disgusting. So, Brandon, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm ready to get into the rankings.
Yeah.
A couple hours later. Take two.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Take two. It's okay. Hey. Yep. Just
see maybe a little movement up there.
Yeah. Little movement at the top. Just to remind everybody who did not, I don't understand how you could have missed our 10-minute broadcast earlier today. But our hopeful projections, I kind of agree with Brandon here. I think it's going to be, or we think it's going to be UGA, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, and Oregon, rounding out the top six. Not really any movement behind that except for, Penn State and Ole Miss will drop down. It'll be interesting to see how far they drop down. But I think we said Louisville and Oregon State will bump up as necessary, as they both won this weekend past. So, damn, there's still a minute 22 left in this game. That's crazy. Had to be a timeout and a foul and a commercial break and
free throws.
Free throw. Yeah, It is crazy. What's that?
They're going to start. Michigan State's going to start fouling them, prolong the game.
I know. And I'm thinking to myself, I can think. I mean, to be fair, I don't watch that much collegiate basketball, but when you're down 10 with a minute and a half left to go, I would be very interested to see the actual success rate for fouling and overcoming a 10-point deficit in the last 90 seconds.
I think that's definitely bordering on letting that clock run on down.
Mm-hmm.
You get up 15, closer to 20, obviously, probably. You let it run out, but
yeah,
I guess you got to do what you got to do. You can't.
I mean, the good thing about this game running long is it's a perfect segue to us to transition to college basketball. We're a college basketball channel now. What's up? How's it going, everybody?
Guys.
Yeah, 3 and Out is now going to rebrand to Rain in Threes or something like that. I don't know. Three man rush, something like that. 3-man weave. I don't know, man. I'm just spitballing. We're at this point, we're really just trying to kill time. But yeah, we're trying to get the creative juices flowing. We're messing around with the logos. I think the name is pretty set. Why is Duke fouling? You stupid idiot. I just want to say that we have been live for at least 4 or 5 minutes, and a whopping 8 seconds have come off the clock.
It's really only been seconds?
Yeah. Last I mentioned, it was a minute 22, and we are now at a minute 14.
That's tough.
Yep.
You weren't kidding. The last minute of a college basketball game could last about half an hour if you really wanted it to.
Yeah. I mean, Duke did foul Michigan State, so it is now a 8-point game.
Yeah.
taking up the court. A gentleman whose name
tournament. State, Kentucky, Kansas.
What's that?
I was just trying to figure out what this tournament here was.
Right.
Champions.
It's just another one of those not preseason, but early season tournaments that are pretty inconsequential. They want to get these big games out of not out of the way, but just to announce that college basketball is back. But most of them, like a Chick-fil-A kickoff,
That's where I was going with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some off the season.
Yep.
I feel that. Ooh,
that was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty. I am not a huge basketball fan per se. But I can appreciate the athleticism and magic that these young men can pull off on a court. Yeah. Like Brandon mentioned earlier, I just think that, with the field in March being, as big as it is, being 64 teams, it kind of devalues the regular season to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, March is really where things get interesting.
Right.
I mean, you have some bubble teams for the bracket, but I mean, honestly.
Yeah, and I really think I'll say this. I mean, I'll pay attention come conference tournament time, because those are fun. Those are fun because something's on the line. If you have a team that's underperforming, in the regular season, they can make a push. Because I believe if you win your tournament or your conference tournament, you get an automatic bid.
That's correct.
So
there's a lot to play for in those.
Yeah, there's a lot to play for. And I believe most of those tournaments, over half the conference makes it into the tournament. So I just think that still kind of devalues the regular season, which is why we get these prime time matchups in November.
Yeah, you got to draw on viewership somehow.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you how many collegiate basketball games there are in the schedule.
That's a good question. Couldn't either.
Yeah. I mean, we have technology. I will Google it. I'm not just going to sit here and drone on.
Like 30 or 40 maybe?
Man, what's your final guess?
I think it's somewhere between 30 and 40. 35, 38. Is that incorrect?
I don't know.
I don't think it's a crazy amount. No, I don't think it's anywhere near the NBA.
Right.
82.
Let's see. How many basketball games are in a season depends on several factors, but you can expect a men's Division I college basketball team to usually play 35 to 40 games in a normal season if it makes the NCAA tournament, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 32 if it doesn't. That is such a weird way to phrase that answer.
Yeah, so basically those additional 8 games are if you make
make it all the way to the natty. Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. For some, no, you were good.
Yeah. And I guess in comparison to a professional counterpart, at least.
Yeah, there's 80. What is it, 82?
Yes.
Yeah.
82 games.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, honestly, that doesn't completely devalue these games. I
don't care to watch most of them, if I'm being honest.
Right. I agree.
I don't know. There's some instances in the regular season of college basketball where there's a game that has a lot of meaning. Especially talking about when you get to those conference tournaments.
Right.
But I just don't think it gets that interesting until March, obviously. Starts heating up. So.
God bless, bro. Gotta text Grace, let her know that basketball's running long. This is ridiculous. Yeah. I really the only good thing about this, and the fact that who was it? Kansas plays at 9:30.
Yeah,
they're going to fly through these rankings.
They will. absolutely. I mean, they want to get Kansas on as soon as they can. It'll be quicker than last week. I mean, they might put up the whole outside of the top 6 all at once. So we'll see. All right. There's the
he's dribbling it out. Here we go. I might be a little behind you, but
yeah,
it is what it is. If you want to narrate, please, by all means, go for it, big dog.
Yeah, we're not too far off though.
Yep.
So, last week Eric had hotel cable and he was about 5 minutes ahead of us. So.
Well, yeah, honestly. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Cameron is asking, where is everyone else? Well, I would imagine that you are referring to Noah and Chris. Noah has had some last-minute things come up tonight where he was unable to join, and Chris has at the moment. I don't know. At the moment, Chris is his priorities have pulled him onto other things that he has going on in life. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah. What's up, Jordan? Hello again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just in time. Yeah, for real this time. Exactly. Oh, Kansas is walking out of the locker room.
Doing a post-game interview here.
Yeah, come on.
Right, they're gonna, if they want to get to that Kansas game, they're gonna do these rankings.
Bro, they're gonna have to fly. They literally might just throw up all top 25, and Kirk just says, "Here it is."
Yeah. There's your analysis.
Yeah. All right, and back to you, Holly. Let's see. Cameron asks, "Do you think Washington jumps Florida State?" So, Brandon, I'm gonna let you take this one. I feel like I've done a lot of talking.
I personally, in my personal opinion, I think I might put them above Florida State. However, I don't think they'll jump them in the rankings. I think Washington, they're kind of similar to me. They've had some close games down the stretch. I know we were really high on Florida State coming into the season. I still think they're good. I don't know. I think for me personally, I'm higher on Washington. However, I think Florida State probably still stays at 4.
Right.
I don't know how you feel, Drew.
So yeah, just to update or remind everybody, Brandon and I did hop on earlier today by accident, not knowing the actual timetable. We have officially on paper, in pen, UGA, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon. I think that is correct. I think that is what is going to happen. Excuse me. I do think at this point in the season, Washington has a case to jump Florida State just because it's been a while since Florida State has had like a quality victory. Their win over LSU is starting to fade from memory.
That's a marquee matchup, right?
Yep.
Because I mean, who's been the next best team they played? I don't know.
Honestly, man.
It's just a symptom of the ACC, really.
Yeah, it is. It is. FSU football. Let's go. Let's just run down their schedule real quick and see who their second best win is over. Because I mean, first team that comes to mind is Duke. Clemson. But Clemson. You know.
I would call it a quality win this season, which is crazy to say.
It's crazy, yeah. And the fact that it was in overtime, it's either Duke or Clemson.
Yeah.
Was
Riley Leonard healthy for that game?
I don't think so. What was the thing? So.
This is Duke.
Yeah.
With Washington, obviously USC and Oregon.
Right.
They played. Have they played Utah? Did they? I might be mistaken. Did they?
Washington? Has Washington played Utah?
This past week. Might be stupid.
Kid doesn't know ball. Yeah, they beat Utah 35-28.
Was that this past Saturday?
It was.
I had a feeling.
Yep.
I was we were both at the Georgia Ole Miss game, so I need to catch up on.
Yeah. I'm missing a few headlines and box scores and everything.
I just forgot it was
Somebody won the game, somebody lost the game, and we knew that it wasn't Washington that lost the game. But yeah, I think that Washington is rolling into presumably a top 10 matchup with Oregon State. It will be a fun one. If they walk out of that one unscathed and then take care of Washington State at home over rivalry weekend, and then if they're rolling into Pac-12 championship weekend, well, I guess they play. They're probably going to play on Thursday in Vegas. But if they Thursday or Friday, I can't remember. But if they can run the gauntlet here, I would see a good argument for them to jump Florida State at the end of the season.
Because Florida State, I'm looking at Florida State's schedule. They've got North Alabama this week, and obviously they close with Florida.
And then they will. Yep, and then they will either play Louisville or North Carolina in Charlotte. Neither team. I mean, if Louisville can win out, let's just assume, looking forward, let's assume they bump into the top 10 with the appropriate teams losing this past weekend. I mean, that could be enough to make them stay above Washington, but I don't know, man. I think that it's going to be very interesting. Let's just assume that the game goes into double overtime and it's decided by some last-second heroics. I think there might be some people who have a very hard time wrapping their mind around the fact that potentially the second-best team in the country, the loser of the game, might not make the playoff. I think we're getting a little too comfortable with the fact that the loser of the game is out of the playoff, because that is not a given.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Especially like you said, that's a tight match. If that's a tight game, it's like a possession game. That's really tough.
Now, I mean, it makes it a little easier if you have 4 undefeated conference champions. You can at least see the logic there. Spread the love around the country.
All right,
but all right, here we go.
Tulane 24,
okay.
Oak State 23, Utah 22, Kansas State 21. So Kansas is down 9 spots.
Jeez.
At that last spot in the top 25.
Jeez.
Spots 23.
That's tough. I mean, it is funny that 2 of the teams that are technically alive for the Big 12 championship game are that low.
They're flying through. We already got the next 5.
This is good.
North Carolina 20, Notre Dame 19, Tennessee down 5 spots to 18, Arizona up 4 spots to 17, and Iowa at 16.
Nice. See, I think if I'm Florida State, I'm rooting for Louisville to make it to the conference championship game, just so they would have a top 10 matchup to hang their hat on at the end of the season, not just at the beginning of the season. Yeah, they are flying. This is hot. This is awesome.
15, LSU is at 15, Oklahoma at 14, Ole Miss down to 13. I don't hate that.
I don't hate that.
Penn State down to 12, and then Oregon State up to 11.
See, I honestly think if Ole Miss and Penn State played tomorrow in at a neutral site, I think Ole Miss wins that game. That's been my one qualm. So I also think LSU beats Oklahoma. I don't know if LSU beats Penn State, but I don't know.
I think Ole Miss Penn State at a neutral site, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
With that Penn State offense, dude.
Exactly. There's no way Penn State can keep up. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, no. Okay, Louisville at 10. So they've cracked the top 10.
They have cracked the top 10. If they win out, that'll be a top 10 matchup in the ACC championship game. That'll be good.
That'll be good for Florida. Resume for sure. Missouri at 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Lost Missouri above 1 loss Louisville. That's a lot of respect for the Tigers. That is a lot of respect for that. That is making our win over Missouri look that much better. Absolutely. Yeah. That's good. Really good. So honestly, yeah, the respect they're giving Missouri is making me hopeful that we're taking the top spot this week. I just don't see how how Georgia doesn't take that win.
See, now the thing is, I will say this. If we get the top spot this week, we're going to have it for like a week, and then we'll probably lose it after rivalry weekend. So
I think the winner of the game is probably going to hop back.
And I think they
Rightfully.
I was about to say rightfully. Alabama at 8. Okay.
Yep.
So at the moment, top 10 matchup in the SEC championship. No one's really surprised about that.
It's gonna be a fun one.
That is interesting that Missouri and Alabama are back to back. If I put Missouri and Alabama in Atlanta, I don't know. That might be a fun game.
Yeah. All right, Texas at 7.
Texas at 7.
Honestly, I mean, Missouri has been probably one of the biggest surprises this season.
I agree.
I agree. A lot of respect for what they're doing over there in Columbia.
Como.
They're playing ball.
Yeah. Hey, Crime Drama Movies, what's up, man? How we doing?
What's up?
What's up, dude? All right, so we've gotten... There we go. Top 6 coming up next. They are dragging this out more than I thought they would. I really thought they would have been pushing to get Kansas on the screen.
5 minutes left till the 9:30 slot.
Yeah. Let's drag it out a smidgen. I don't think they've played a commercial during this show. I will say I appreciate that. I think their breaks are cutting to Kirko chains in the studio.
Yeah, I will say though, they won't. I don't know if they will, but that last selection show, they will definitely be showing commercials. That one's always
100%.
Spectacle, an hour-long spectacle.
Well, because the thing is, let's be honest. Unless it's someone like you and me, or people that actually really care about college football, it's their number one sport, no one watches this. They all just check it on Twitter later tonight or tomorrow morning. With that being said, I really appreciate the guys who are here listening to us ramble about the CFP rankings. Appreciate y'all hopping in here. It means a lot.
All right, here we go. You've got the bracket up.
Okay. Before this drops, never mind. I was going to say, before this drops, if y'all, please, if you like what you see, please drop a like. It means more than you know. If you're not already a subscriber, please just, consider that. We like to bring y'all pretty quality college football content, and we might branch out a little bit here. So, with my little rant there, I have no surprises at 6 and 5. Nope. There's I
think Washington, if they went out and do it convincingly, I think they could hop over Florida State before conference championship week.
See, but the thing is,
I
don't know, man. I don't know.
They beat top 10 Louisville.
Yeah. Top 10 Louisville versus a top 6 Oregon. It depends. A lot of factors are at play there.
Definitely. All right. Yeah. Florida State at 4.
Florida State at 4. Yep. No surprises. I don't see 3 moving either in any conceivable fashion.
Nope. Not Michigan at 3. Maybe with a more convincing win over Penn State, but Ohio State and Penn State both, or Ohio State and Michigan both beat Penn State by a score or 2. So.
Yeah, it was ugly game. But Jordan, I appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you. I know you've been here for a minute. Appreciate the subscribe. Just trying to grow the community one spot at a time.
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on.
We're gonna do some chit chat before 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah, reckon.
You got it.
I have it. Yeah, I've got it muted. I'm just staring at a freaking screen.
I've had it muted for every week. I haven't listened to one of these. So I don't know what else they're providing.
Yeah.
Obviously, probably talking about.
We're probably providing just as much as a insight as they are, except they have
There it is.
Boom!
Georgia.
Boom! Let's go.
Yeah. I figured honestly, if they didn't do that, they would have had some explaining to do after that win.
Yep.
This past weekend.
That was
They
Yep.
Georgia stride. Honestly.
Yeah, that was a statement game for sure on both sides of the ball. That's probably what Eric was just texting me about. Probably. But yes, the Georgia Bulldogs are back on top of the college football world for the time being. Not gonna lie, I don't think it's gonna last for too long. Just looking at the slate moving into the rest of November, but it'll be nice while it lasts.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because I think it could be a little closer than people might think if Georgia goes into Neyland this weekend and dismantles Tennessee. I know they just got, beat pretty handily by Missouri this past weekend, but that was, in Columbia. So I think there would be an argument to be made for that. But if the winner of the game wins it pretty handily, then yeah. I mean, I think they're in that number one spot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At the moment, I could very well see it being UGA at 1 until the game. The winner of the game jumps to 1. Georgia falls to 2. And then when we go into conference championship Saturday, if we beat Alabama, and Alabama's a top 10 team still, or hell, at this point, they might. I mean, what are they, number 7 right now?
7 or 8, I think.
Texas is 7. They're 8. So if Texas drops the game, Alabama's going to jump up to 7, and then I think Alabama's ceiling at the moment is 7. Until like in this time frame, I think Alabama's ceiling is 7 going into the SEC championship game because the only teams ahead of them that play each other will be Michigan and Ohio State. And I don't see the loser of that game falling all the way to 7 or lower. Yeah.
If it's a relatively close game,
right?
And you're saying those are number 2 and 3 in terms of where they rank country.
Yeah.
8,
I mean,
shouldn't fall.
Yeah.
Spots,
yeah. At this point, I think the only way that Alabama goes above 7 is or bumps up to 7 is if Texas loses the game. Heading into championship Saturday. Now,
this is a pretty.
Yeah.
They just flashed a graphic comparing defenses, Ohio State and Georgia. That was pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I was too busy rambling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that's really surprised me is Ohio State's defense. They kind of, I don't know if they cherry picked, but they threw out some stats up there, 5 or 6 stats that Ohio State was leading Georgia in defensively this season. And that has a lot to do with who they played, offenses that they played. Because State they were a top 10 team when they played them, but Penn State offense has proven to be not.
I saw
more of their competition on the offensive side of the football.
I saw an Instagram post today, and like I can't remember what it was. It was like best offense LSU, best defense Ohio State or whoever. And I saw the comment was like, you put Georgia in the Big Ten, and they are blanking teams like every week. And I'm not saying I don't want anybody. Yeah, I don't want people taking that out of context. I'm not saying we're blanking Michigan and Ohio State. Probably not blanking Penn State either. But I mean, you put us up against Minnesota.
Some of those Big Ten West teams.
Yeah. Northwestern, Iowa, them boys of Chowda. Yeah, we're probably winning. I mean, we're probably not scoring as much just because we're not getting the ball as much. But we're probably winning games 28-0. But all right, guys. Well, if I do not get off of this and call my fiance, I am going to potentially not have a fiance. Yeah. No, just kidding. I love her very much. We've communicated. She knows that basketball ran late, so I'm running late. So we're in a very happy, healthy relationship. But Brandon, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your flexibility. This was really fun.
Sure. It was fun.
Yeah.
Love hopping on, talking some ball.
Nothing wrong with a little midweek ball talk session.
Nah, got to bridge the gap to the weekend somehow.
Exactly. Tomorrow's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Jordan, Cameron, crime drama movies. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you all for joining in. To anybody who's watching the VOD, hope you all are having a wonderful time. And drop a little comment. Let us know how you feel about these rankings. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see y'all next time.